All right, it's Centerpoint M for 5 minutes. Thanks for staying with us on the program. On this session of the program, we'll be talking about empowerment, empowering the young woman, young women, and empowerment. However you want to coin it, we'll be talking empowerment this morning, and we get to be joined by a delight on TV. That's right, she is the special assistant to the governor on media, popular media, social media influencer, an actress, an entrepreneur, and what have you. Anibet Francis, thank you so very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's always a delight to be hosted by AKBC.
Thank you. All right, so let's talk empowerment. Recently on Friday, precisely March 8th, we celebrated the International Women's Day, and it had the theme Inspire Inclusion. All right, before we even get to look at the inspiring inclusion, let's talk about empowerment, empowering women. As a young girl, at what stage in life did you feel you were empowered? Okay, let me say this, for the purpose of people who say, oh, is she not the governor's special assistant? She's empowered already, But before then, at what stage did Anibet Francis feel she is empowered?
Actually, I've always believed in self-empowerment, because you have to empower yourself first. You have to prepare yourself. You have to show people that you are ready for the empowerment. So personally, I finished secondary school. I got a job. I've always known that vision without money, ideas without money is frustration. And so I had this idea, I had this vision to go to school, and then I had a mother who was quite hardworking, but she needed some support to push me through that dream. So I started thinking of how to get a job to support her. So I empowered myself first at that initial age, because that job I did helped me to save money for my academic pursuit. So most times when we talk about empowerment, people often look at government, the rich man. The first empowerment should start from you. You have to first of all think of empowering yourself by beginning to have a vision, have a dream. So your dream of yourself is the first step of your empowerment. Because if somebody comes to give a young woman who doesn't have an idea of who she is, has not yet recognized or discovered herself, and you give money to that kind of person, it's a waste. Because she's probably thinking of going to use designer's bag, buy bone straight hair, and then you realize that you just burnt money. Literally, that's what it means. So the first step for empowerment for me was to discover myself and have a vision of who amazing Anibet Francis wants to be in the future. And every action I took was tailored towards that vision I had of myself. So after my secondary school, that was when I got my first empowerment.
Okay. The first, you worked and some money which you saved, to support your education. Tell us about another level of empowerment.
Okay, and then I came out of school. Unfortunately, Nigerian labor system that jobs are hard, white collar jobs are hard to come by, and then I knew that I had acting skills, so I had to pursue it. And then so the director that gave me my first acting role empowered me. He empowered me because he contributed to my dreams, to the actualization of my goals. Now, why am I saying this? A lot, like I said, people always think that empowerment has to be money. Or when they say, oh, we need empowerment for women, people literally think, oh, they should give women political offices, they should give them contracts, they should give them money. But the man that gave me my first acting role empowered me of our immediate past governor, played a vital role in my empowerment. Now, before the Dakada philosophy came on board, the only thing I wanted to be was a movie actor. I just wanted to be a star, walking the red carpet, having fans all over the place. I just wanted to be in front of the camera. And then Governor Udo Emmanuel then came with the Dakada philosophy. And I can remember that there was a particular line that used to that made so much sense to me in that creed. Because the mainstream has an Akwa Ibom person as a pipe, as playing a very significant role in that production. And so we had all of these people talking resources about oil, agriculture, and they didn't think about the entertainment industry. And so that came to me and made me realize that I don't have to be a star, that I can actually be the sky with a host that houses the stars. And so at that point, I stopped pursuing acting as a career. I actually slowed down on acting. So what did I try to do? I started thinking of becoming a producer. That I don't want to be. So all these talents we have at home who are looking for platforms to showcase themselves, they need someone like me. And that was what brought me back from Lagos to Akwa Ibom. I left Akwa Ibom in 2013. In my, I'm like, okay, I've left Akwa Ibom to Lagos. That's where the business is happening. So when I left Lagos back to Akwa Ibom, my friends, my colleagues were like, are you okay? You're hustling backwards. But that was because I took that decision because the Dakada Creed empowered me. It empowered my mind. It changed my mindset. It changed a lot of things about me. And I can tell you that most times I tell people, beyond the God factor, who I am today is a product of the Dakada Creed. That empowerment changed my life. It was a significant point in my life journey. Because I came back, I wouldn't say it was easy when I came back. I came back and I was like, we need to start building an industry. I told them that I came back with the dream that our young people will no longer want to travel to Lagos to become stars. They can become stars from home because we have everything here. So that led me into starting my boot camp where I started training young people for free. And then from the boot camp I produced a film with our homegrown actors with a few faces from Lagos. And the movie today is on Amazon Prime. Now, without the Dakada Creed, now let me tell you, the people that were telling me, oh, you're hustling backwards, in 2007, 2019, they were hustling me for roles in my film production. So that was the time that I felt that, yes. But do you know what? If I didn't even have a vision of myself, the Dakada Creed probably would not have had something to sit on. But because I had empowered myself by sitting down to discover myself, knowing that I needed education, and I made my own effort to support my family. And then after school, I knew, okay, the white collar job might not come anytime soon. I needed to do something. I needed to be self-employed. I needed to create opportunity for myself. And I now ventured into acting. I started to use my God-given talents to start acting. And then the Dakada Creed came to sit on an already existing empowerment platform, which I created for myself. And I think from there, like, people want to introduce me now. No, you cannot talk film industry and not mention my name. This is not like, okay, I should be modest, but if you have some beautiful scorecard, what's wrong with talking about it? I'm the first producer in Akwa Ibom State that sold 2 cinema halls in a movie. Like, they screened my movie in 2 halls simultaneously. And these halls were filled to capacity. People were actually begging to pay money to go and stand to watch those films. You get? And then that movie went into cinemas. We went across Nigeria. We're in Ghana. So why am I saying this? So every time we talk about empowerment for women, let's start thinking. Go back to your room. Ask yourself questions. Who am I? What do I want for myself? You know, there are times you ask, I empower young women. I don't want to talk about that. But sometimes you call a girl, what would you love to do? You see that as this girl is, she does not know what she wants. So even if you give her money, probably she's going to use it and fall in love and build relationship. You know something like what do you want to do? What's your plan for? Because I sell food. So what I do with my staffers, when they come like that, I want to ask them, what's your plan for yourself? Because I believe that this is not where you want to end. You're not going to end here as my sales girl or my kitchen assistant. So I should be able to know that after, if you're working with me for 2 years, I'm going to think of helping you to start your own thing. If you want to go to school, okay, I might not be able to give you all the money, but we could support you with part of your fees, or I can help you get admission. Then you just ask them, what do you want to do? Nothing. So you see, that kind of person, even if government is coming up with a program to empower women, she'll be lost, she'll be floating. So women should understand that empowerment starts with you. I could excuse our parents because maybe some people are born into a family that the parents are not that educated. You understand? So they might not be able to help the child know what to do, right? But in this era of social media, in this era of you meet people here and there, you should be able to look at people whose life inspires you, and then ask yourself, who I am, who am I, what do I want for myself moving forward?
Okay.
Hope I'm not talking too much.
That's fine. All right. Now, I'm sure you've, you associate with other women who you've excelled in, as an actor, you've excelled as an entrepreneur. I'm sure you've met other women young women who've excelled in, other sectors, other dimensions. Can you talk to us about that?
Oh, yes. So there's a girl, on Sunday I went to speak at an event organized by Young African Leaders Initiative, YALI. And I saw young girls, and the first thing I said to them was when I stepped up was like, can you give yourself an ovation, clap for yourself? And I asked them, do you know why? She said no, because when I was your age, right, I wasn't seeking knowledge like this. I wanted to be a star, right? And then I tell them that I wish I knew what I know now when I was your age. I don't know where I would have been today. Now, why am I saying this? I met a young girl that was sometime 2018. She was barely 19, and then she had a very lucrative business. She had built a brand with shoemaking. So what I asked myself was, when did she start? At what age? Well, at that point, I didn't have amazing echo. I didn't have amazing pot. You get, so I was still trying to build my film making career. But this is a young woman in her 19 that already had a business, a brand. She was making good shoes. I have the likes of Remarkable Mary. Like, the girl inspires me. I'm like, oh, Jesus. So I've met young women who Utubekwa is always everywhere, winning grants everywhere. And I'm like, Utube, why didn't I start baking? Why did I think of making custards? What am I saying? So there are young people who actually inspire me. And then what they don't just inspire me, they inspire me for my children. Because I'm like, no, if I made this mistake, I didn't start early, I have seen what starting early has done for these young people. So my children or the young people around me, I try to tell them, look out, you're not too young to start. You're not too young. You should be thinking of how did she do it. So I've met these young girls who are doing so well. Look at my girl, Emwabasi Ibo. She's so good on the microphone, like as a compere. She's known as a skit maker, and we just discovered her singing skills. And that girl is still very young. So I've met young women who make me feel like, okay, you should have started earlier. Well, now that you're here, and of course they also still look up to me for other things. The people around you, talk to them, motivate them, inspire them, and point them to these young women who are doing so well.
Okay. All right. Now talk to us about, you've mentioned coming across people who have no vision, have no dreams, and not looking forward to anything at all. Now, how can the society, how can parents, how can we, motivate young women to think about being empowered?
As I said, that there are some success stories that we can use to encourage them, and then we need to have women groups, hold seminars. I look forward to seeing beyond political rallies. We have women in politics. We have the Wild Gun, wives of those government chairmen. Now you go to the rural areas, you are their mother as far as your office is concerned. There's something that Ida Adiakpan did some time ago, the governor's photographer, official photographer. Okay. She hosted an event in her village in Ona. Then she brought myself, she invited me, Emwabasi Cleopates, the lawyer, and we went to that village to talk to those girls in the village, in the rural areas. When we talk about women, we think, oh, they're not limited to the people you see in the town or the ones in you, right? So we need to see how we can talk to people who have influence within their community. I used Wagon as an example. So imagine chairman wife saying, for instance, we have International Women's Day. Of course, the governor's wife usually has an event on that day. How about you have your own event after that day? So you come back and say, okay, I was with the governor's wife. So my people here at home, young people, secondary school students, the ones that are in the selling market or whatever, you can even take the campaign to the market. I see pastors go to evangelism in markets, so you don't distract them, you don't take them out of their business place, right? Take people, take women groups. Imagine someone in Uruguay, in seeing someone like, let me just say, maybe an Inedo in the market. I mean, anything Inedo says, she's going to listen, because that is someone like I said, look at a successful woman. So you can look at women like that who have some level of success that can inspire and motivate other people. Take them to the village. Let them speak to these people. Tell them about having a vision for yourself. Encourage them that you could start here. That several stories where people started in the villages and now they are triggered, and that's how you can motivate them. Churches, women programs, women convention, beyond spirituality, beyond preaching Jesus is coming soon, love your neighbor as yourself, God can heal, deliver. Can we start talking about becoming successful, being so successful that people, even the church, can look up to you? So we need to just keep passing the message, have events, bring people together, and let them understand what having a vision is and how useful it would be to you, your family, and the society at large.
Okay. Now, talking about empowering young women with, some startup funds, some startup gadgets, facilities for them to use. I've heard of situations where, young women were given